Hey guys, it's Adam with Outdoor Pet Solutions, and in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to measure out how much wire you're going to need for your underground dog fence installation by using Google Maps. In this video, we're going to walk you through how to use Google Maps to measure distance. A lot of folks don't realize that this tool is embedded in Google Maps. A lot of us use Google Maps for getting directions and looking up nearby restaurants and things of that nature, but you can actually zoom in a satellite view and actually take measurements of distance, which is a great tool to use to determine how much wire you're going to need without having to go out with a physical measuring tape or investing in one of those surveying wheels or measuring wheels. Those can be quite pricey. So this is a great free tool to use right from the comfort of your couch using a laptop. Okay, so what you want to do is go to Google Maps, which is google.com/maps. And it's going to pull up, it's going to probably pin your location in your area. And so if you've already got an account and you're logged in, it will pin your home. But if not, what you want to do is go up to the upper left corner in the search bar, just like when you would type in any business you're looking for directions for. You'll click here and type in your address. We're going to use just a random, let's go 212 Buchanan Circle here. And so it'll pull up a street view if there is one on the left side here, but most importantly, it's going to pin the location right here. And so you can collapse this information here on the left to give you more room, and you can actually click on the screen and drag it around. And as you see here, this is not the satellite view. This is going to be difficult to pinpoint exactly where you want the wire to go. So what you'll want to do is in the lower left corner, there's a layers option. Hover over the layers. You have all these different options on the right, but the one you want to click is the first one here, which is satellite, and that'll change your view. And you can zoom in by using the mouse, or you can toggle it with the plus and minus over here. One thing to note, you'll see in this lower left menu, there's a more button. Sometimes when you go to satellite view, the globe view will not be checked. And if it is not, you'll want to check that because it will give you the compass over here on the right, where you can click these arrows and rotate the screen around to orientate it the way you want, and you can zoom in that way. If it's not clicked, you won't have the compass and you won't be able to move the screen around just like you like. So now that we're zoomed in on this property, we're going to go ahead and take measurements. We're going to do an entire yard layout. And as you can see here, there's an empty lot over here on the left, which is labeled as 214. And there is an obvious line down the side here. These lines are usually where the mowing ends and begins for the neighbors, and that's a good indicator of where the property line would be. But you know your property best, and you'll be able to navigate around your property taking measurements as you see fit. But as you can see here, it's pretty obvious where these property lines will end up sometimes. And so even though the property lines may not be exactly where folks are mowing, but that's kind of the agreement between the two neighbors of where that property line lies. So that's a good way to go ahead and measure out your dog fence here. So the first thing we want to do is measure the boundary wire, how much we're going to need all the way around. And I like to start in just one corner. So we're going to start in the lower left corner here. And what you want to do is right click on the screen. It's going to pull up a menu. And at the very bottom, it says measure distance. So we'll go ahead and click that. And you'll note that there is a bullet point here now that you can actually click on, hold, and drag. So you can actually drag these points around once you lay them. They're not permanent fixtures. But that's a good starting point there in the lower left. And then what we'll do is we'll just come up to the rear of the property and we'll click again. And as you notice, it's measuring that length. And this is very accurate, within 5 feet or so. So you can certainly rely on this to determine how much wire you're gonna need. It's always best to just order a little bit more than what you may think you need, just to be on the safe side, but this is a very accurate tool. So once we've got that stretch measured out there, we can go ahead and come over to the right side of the property and click again. And you can straighten these out however you want. And again, it's keeping a running total of that distance in this window below. And so far we've got 400 and almost 37 feet of length of wire. And then we'll go ahead and continue down the other side, which it looks like these bushes are a good indicator of where they're considering the property line to be. And once we're at the front, we can go ahead and cross back over and then grab that end point and put it right on top of the starting point there. Now, if we zoom out, we've got all 4 sides covered. And it's got a running total of 871.45 feet. So we need 872 feet of boundary wire. Now we need to determine how much of the twisted wire we're gonna need. And so the first thing you need to do is zoom in and determine where you're gonna mount the transmitter. And typically you're gonna be in the garage, and hopefully you're gonna be along an exterior wall where there might be an outlet inside, and we're gonna assume there's an outlet dead center of this exterior back wall of the garage. And so what you'll do is you'll want to X out of the measurement that you just took around the perimeter, and that will reset everything. And then you can right click on this point here and then go out into the yard, curve it around on over to where the boundary begins. And we can zoom out and you can see that we've measured out the tap line. And right down here it shows we'll need 85.41 feet. So 86 feet of cable. So 100 feet is a good length of wire, and that's what comes standard in the kits. So in this case, you wouldn't need to order any more of the pre-twisted wire. And so now we know we need almost 900 feet of boundary wire all the way around. So we'll need to order an extra roll of 500, so 1,000 feet total of the boundary wire. And we also know that that one roll of 100 foot pre-twisted is gonna be plenty to get this job done. So that's a quick and easy way to measure out how much cable you're gonna need. Now, you may wanna use this tool for other purposes, like measuring out maybe landscaping or a pool, a random distance for whatever reason. This is a great tool to use, and it's quick and easy. And the best part, it's free. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you in understanding how to utilize Google Maps to measure any type of distance that you need. So it's a great tool to determine how much wire you're gonna need for your dog fence project. As always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to check out the future videos I've got coming out. And as always, thanks for watching.